In this session, I want to talk about the AGS related business services. I will particular focus on digital transformation and organizational transformation services for the healthcare and life science specific services. Please refer to the other related session. When you work in digital transformation, there are a number of different challenges and needs that you have to address in order to serve companies. AGS are very experienced people with 15, 20 plus years of solid work experience in executive functions or in top consulting company positions. So there's certainly the ability to deliver a full range of services and solutions. Why? Because our people have worked for many years on many different projects across different business functions, as well as across the entire organization and value chain. Our consultants, personally myself included, I know and have seen many of the challenges that typical companies face in digital transformation. And that not only on the strategy and business model side, where most consulting companies seem to offer their input on services, but also on numerous other areas which are related to digital transformation. Myself, I had the opportunity to work on the full spectrum of digital transformation, from the strategy and business model side to the operating model and governance side, meaning putting then the strategy into a workable structure and approach to, on a day-to-day, manage the operations, to looking at the processes, the underlying processes that run across the business functions, the organizations, and automating, streamlining them, managing the data, looking at the data flows, optimizing data streams, enabling companies to gather the right amount of data, gathering the right types of data management, the entire data lifecycle management, to leveraging a full spectrum of technologies in order to drive improvements across the organization, as well as then driving the change management and managing the performance within the organization. When I look at digital transformation, I look at three different perspectives. First is a client-focused perspective. What does a client need? What do we need to do to serve the customers? Which is outward focused. But then also an inward focus is internally what has to have happen in order to drive digital transformation. And third, and that's often neglected, what has to happen in the ecosystem. Because classically in the past, you would look at your internal capabilities and you would extend it with certain vendor products, and then you would serve the customer. But nowadays, the approach is different. There are many different players in the ecosystem, and all or many provide very interesting, feasible solutions that could be integrated or brought together or combined with the existing company offering or the existing company approach. And so when I work on projects in digital transformation, I always touch all three parts. Start from the client side, and that is often the best place to start, looking at what are my customers, what are the customer journeys, what personas can we identify, and then what are the individual touch points on the individual persona customer journey that need to be supported. And that brings us already then to the internal organizational needs, because in order to support these touch points, typically organizations were never designed to support these customer journeys. Why? Because in the past, companies were more focused on their own products and services or delivery mechanisms rather than starting with the end in mind, starting from the end customer. So that has changed in recent years, and now total customer delight, total customer satisfaction, customer intimacy, everything is driven by the customer. So everything, the entire organization structure, processes, people, KPIs, job descriptions need to be aligned in order to serve the end customer. And that requires numerous change in terms of aligning the organization to the customer journeys, to reviewing current departments, current roles, responsibilities, targets, KPIs, as well as necessary skill sets. So that needs to be enabled, new training, more training, as well as leveraging the full range of technologies, which again brings another round of training needs to train the people to how do you manage knowledge, how do you manage data, and how do you deal with the different stakeholders in the organization and bring them together to rally them, to align them toward serving the customer. And key and crucially important is to look at the ecosystem. What is available in terms of technologies, in terms of systems, in terms of service providers, solution providers, experts, data providers, etc., to enhance but potentially also disrupt the offering of a company and to adopt a new business model, a new operating model, or doing things not themselves but rather with the help or through other partners, and splitting responsibilities, working together, and even on a quite flexible arrangement, bringing different players together and reconfiguring the own ecosystem on a need basis as market change, customers have new needs, and as new products and new technologies arise. So this is also a reason why I'm constantly engaging in the ecosystem, why I share my thoughts, why I engage with people, get their thoughts, and together we brainstorm on solutions and develop and put forward new business models and approaches. So if this is of interest to you, I'm happy to have a conversation. You see on the right-hand side the WeChat QR code. Please scan and connect with me, or alternatively send me a personal email to alexwsteinberg@hotmail.com. Thank you, and I look forward to talking with you soon.